All right, so I want to go over with you guys how I was able to identify this 100-point trade, sell off to the downside today, followed my game plan, execution, clear call outs, and prep for this trade. So, main thing I'm watching here, as with all of my trades, is going to be order flow. All right, as we're approaching into this, I'll tell you first my game plan for the day, what I told everybody in the pre market prep. So, 15 minutes before the market opens, I tell everybody basically what I'm looking at, where I'm looking to enter for calls, where I'm looking to enter for puts, if I'm going in both directions, general thesis on the day. Do I expect it's going to be a large move, small move, tight range, big range? What am I thinking? All right. And this is for multiple tickers across the board. So, it's not just NQ. I say this for Tesla, for Nvidia, for any of the other Mag 7 setups that I have because I trade options and futures. So as I'm looking at this today, what I had selected for my range break today was I had a breakout for puts, right? QQQ puts or NQ shorts at 29,572. I had a breakout for calls selected at 29,668 for NQ longs or QQQ calls. All right. As we approach, because as we can see, based on a 1 minute time frame, we hit both of my entry criteria in the first minute of the market open. Obviously, we can tell this is a 1 minute chart right here. All right. I know it's covered by my little logo right here. This is the 1 minute chart. Or no, you can see it right here. This is a 1 minute chart right here. This is a 5 minute chart right here. On the right, I have NQ just so you can see our trades, executions, everything like that. It's where we entered. And over here on QQQ, this is because this is how I read volume. I look at QQQ's volume footprint charts. I look at QQQ's order book level two, QQQ's time and sales. Those are the things I look at and volume session profile. So I use those four tools to determine entry criteria, things like that. So as I'm watching this play out here, the one thing I'm telling myself is I need strong volume going into either level. So what I want to show you really quick is this was right out of the gate. Right out of the gate, we had 183,000 on the sell side liquidity. All right. So where you see right here, it says 183,000 on the sell side. That literally happened out the open. That was immediately there was massive selling pressure, but price was pushing. Super confusing. I have negative delta on the volume footprint. So you have negative 108,000 on the overall delta, which is just the variance between these two. So if you zoom in, you can see these two. That's buy side, that's sell side total. Been obviously using this forever. I was one of the very first day traders that with an online presence going over all this stuff, order flow in general. But this is something I like to use to help determine direction. Me personally, as I'm looking at this, all I was seeing was a lot of sellers, right? As we approached my level, so we start to get to my level here. I'm telling myself, all right, don't really love the price action. Order book was mixed, not really seeing anything I love there. Time and sales was mixed as we approached this breakout. Didn't really love what I saw there, but volume footprint is telling me it wants to sell. So I'm using all of my confluences. I'm looking, Nvidia is also weak, and I'm just making a game time decision going, look, volume is not giving me my indication to enter. Therefore, I will not enter. This makes no sense. I'm going to hold off on this trade. If it decides to work, I just stay cash. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. I'll just stay cash. So, of course, it doesn't work. It starts to come back down, which reaffirms what I was thinking in my head. All right. We had on the 1 minute, we had already tapped this barely and then just bounced aggressively at the open. So this starts to sell through. I'm like, all right, I can't really take this. I just got to be patient and wait. So now we watch for the next 2 minutes, right? The market just ranges for the next 2 minutes. Doesn't get to my call level, doesn't get to my short level. This entire time, I'm keeping an eye on the order book. I'm getting ready for calls because it keeps inching closer here. And I'm seeing it bounce what? What did it bounce? Bounce 29,600. So as I'm seeing it bounce this whole psychological level, I'm paying attention still to this point of control zone, how we're rejecting this point of control zone. All right. And remember, these four candles here all happen within the same 5 minute candle here. Okay. So I'm seeing us constantly reject this point of control area. We keep coming up, rejection, come up, rejection. So on the third rejection of 29,660, which you can see, this is kind of a little area right here, right? If I was to draw this out really quick for you guys, you can clearly see this is somewhat of an area, right? We can see a harsh rejection there. We can see a bounce there. We can see rejection, rejection, rejection. So as I'm keeping an eye on that, I'm basically telling myself, man, this thing kind of looks like to me it wants to sell. The beautiful thing about if this does sell is it would line up with what the volume footprint is telling us. It's trying to paint a picture here and it's trying to say, hey, James, we want to sell. We want to sell. Just give us a chance to prove to you that we can sell. Give us a shot. So I'm sitting here going, all right, I'm just going to be patient and let this play out. Once I start to see these fake outs start to move away and see a legitimate move, I'll be more than happy to take an entry. Now, as this third minute candle is closed, so we're now 3 minutes into the market open. This is the fourth minute. So the third minute candle is closed. This is the fourth minute now. Okay. We're opening up here. That's 1, 2, 3. This is the fourth start of the fourth minute. As this candle closes, I'm now seeing more aggressive sellers hitting the tape. So not order book level 2, but on time and sales, I'm seeing more aggressive selling pressure coming in as price is starting to reject. All right. Once that's starting to occur, now I'm going, all right, this is piquing my interest more for short. So I tell everybody the second that candle closes, I say, all right, I'm getting puts loaded. QQQ puts are ready to go. So everyone knows my bias is shift. I'm now looking for a short entry. Everyone's aware that I want to enter at 572. But obviously I'm getting pumped because now it's showing me selling pressure. Now, what I'm watching for is on a 1 minute, I'm looking to see if this can flush 590. And I'm telling myself, look, I really could take a failure of 600. Like if we actually fail 29,600, my quote unquote confirmation can be an entry at 590 realistically. That can be my entry because now I'm like, hey, this thing wants to sell, man. Like, let's get into this trade. It wants to dump, it wants to push through. Let's actually get in on earlier than we plan on because the market's telling us to. So as this is now selling through here, we're failing this point of control right here. So you see there's 1, 2, 3 point of controls all in this little area that's rejecting this 29,600 level or the 714.38 level. So as I'm seeing that start to sell through, order book level 2 in time and sales, I'll attach a screenshot maybe here. Order book level 2 in time and sales are also showing me more aggressive sell side. And that's when I'm like, all right, I'm taking my entry here. I have order book level 2 is showing me more selling pressure. Time and sales is confirming their selling pressure. By pressure, selling pressure, all I mean is that there are more sellers present than buyers that are printing to me on this screen. So in terms of the bid, there are more people getting printed, and on time and sales on the as the price is moving down, more numbers are being printed. So let's say, for instance, price hit 718, 718.10, 718.20, and let's say as it moved up, all I saw was an order for 20, an order for 30, an order for 5. Not big volume. Now let's say price is moving down. Let's say it went from 718, 719.90, 79, I'm sorry, 717.90, 717.80. It's moved down 20 cents. And let's see in those two blocks, it went 600, 1,000. Probably means there's going to be more selling pressure. Um, things like that are what I look for confirmation. And then do the confluences align? And then am I at my key level criteria? And then execute, 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 and never hesitate. And never hesitate. Well, I shouldn't say never. I rarely hesitate. When my setups occur, I'm in. There is zero hesitation, much like in the Marine Corps. There needs to be zero hesitation. Hesitation kills. It's one of the things we would discuss all the time. So complacency kills, hesitation kills. Same thing applies to really, I think, anything that's a worthy pursuit. When it comes to day trading, if you hesitate, whether it's 5 minutes in a market open, 30 minutes in a market open, 30 minutes before the market closes, when you hesitate, your trade goes by. Your trade goes by. NQ can move 20 points in the blink of an eye. 20 points can be the difference between you getting stopped out and you staying in a 300-point trade. That could literally be the difference. So you need to be purposeful with those executions. So call out my entry live. Tell everybody that I'm in NQ shorts, QQQ puts. Luckily, it didn't move too much. Variance was about 5 points, maybe. Absolutely nobody got stopped out of this trade today. It was tremendous. Absolutely beautiful. Very slow trade. We had a whole 15 minutes prior and then 4 minutes before we got into this trade. So we had an almost 20 minutes of waiting before we actually took this setup. About 20 minutes. Played out perfectly with our whole game plan. We watched this flush beautifully, level to level to level to level. Ended up taking the majority exit down here at 95 points profit. All right. Beautiful trade altogether. Absolutely loved this. Now with this setup, I was very happy on the day. I was pretty much done for the day. And I verbally expressed that. I said, I'm really happy with my profits today. I don't want to take any other trades. I said, if I find something else, I'll let you know, but I don't want to take any other trades. I was able to identify two other setups. These were all based on the same criteria, so I'm not going to like re-go over criteria necessarily as much in depth. But what I really loved about this right here was simply a retest of the point of control level. That's what I really liked about this. So I had this on QQQ's volume footprint chart was a retest of the point of control zone. I mentioned that, hey, if we retest that level, that's a good entry spot for shorts if you're trying to do it. I made it very clear I wasn't wanting to do that whatsoever. I'm good with my one winning trade. And a lot of traders, you need to become aware of that. You need to be okay being one and done. It's a really good habit to get into. Okay. If obviously, if you're practicing the proper risk to reward ratio. So that was the second thesis area that I mentioned, and then of course, I had people, hey James, this is a massive sell off, man. Like it sold off more than 150 points. Like you have a retest spot. I drew out this order block right here, again based on some technical analysis, point of control retests, which was right here in this zone. And I just said, yeah, for sure. I think an entry at 470 is solid once it's come up and rejected 29,500 top of my order block. That's what I said. I said, watch for it to come up and reject 29,500. When it comes up and rejects there, then an entry at 470 is valid with a stop at 500. So obviously, as you can see, that would have been a really good setup. These are not trades I called out. I didn't say I'm in them because I did not take the trade. That was just me telling everybody like I'm trying to be a good example, one, but also just being transparent and like, look, when you get a really big winning trade like this one, like a really high net ROI, you know what I mean? This trade for me was a 3.6 risk to reward ratio, even with scaling out, which is tremendous. Like getting a 3.6 risk to reward ratio on a trade that you're moving your stop loss to break even at is really good. It's really good. So I'll take that 10 out of 10 times. Um, but I was just really, really happy with the profits, and you got to be realistic with yourself. Like, so on this trade, I was up $120,000 on the day once this and Tesla was done. And I was like, if I take another loss, I'm not going to be six figures in profit, right? If I took another trade, I would be risking about 30 grand. And I did not want to do that. I said I would be upset if I ended the day up 95,000. That would upset me. And that's how I base all my trades. All I ask myself is I'm going to take a loss on this, right? Preparing for the worst, hoping for the best. All right, if I take a loss on this, how much do I lose? Am I okay with losing that money? Will I be upset? Will I walk out of this office wanting to snap someone's neck? If that's the case. I can't take that trade. It's irresponsible. It's unreasonable. I would rather stay cash and learn. I'd rather be patient and learn. I would rather stay calm, cooled, and collected and stay cash. Things like that. I'm trying to think long term. 100 trades from now, where do I want to be? And that's the mindset I have to adopt when I take these trades, especially with my style of trading. I am probably the most aggressive trader in terms of someone that has an online presence. I'm sure there are other astounding traders that are better than me that just keep to themselves. But in terms of somebody trading online and sharing their progress and their trades online, from what I've seen at least, I'm not trying to sound like I have an ego. I'm just trying to say from my experience, I am probably the most aggressive trader online in terms of I trade the first 30 minutes, whereas most traders online don't, right? They have these rules to each their own, but they have these rules to where they're like, hey, I don't trade the first 15 minutes. I don't trade Mondays. I don't do this. I don't do that. Hey, they do their thing. That's totally cool. But with that being said, I have to adopt very, very strict discipline criteria when it comes to my entries and when it comes to staying cash. I need to be very disciplined. I need to learn to read the market appropriately. I need to understand, correlating biases across the board if things just don't look right when it comes to Nvidia and the S&P 500. If they're lagging behind and I'm expecting NQ to have this big move, I need to check myself. I need to put the confidence or the ego or whatever it may be behind and say, look, based on historical data in the past, what has occurred when the market's done this? It's chopped, consolidated. All right, I know I want to be aggressive. I know I want to make money in the first 30 minutes, but it's probably not going to happen today. Let's just stay cash and come back tomorrow, right? There's 252 trading days in a year. There's no reason to force any day. Any day. There's no reason to force it. So hopefully this provided some good value for you guys. Again, I appreciate every single one of your time showing up and watching my videos. It really means a lot. Seeing the channel grow has meant a lot to me. I could literally, if I made this channel, literally, if a year goes by and not a single person from YouTube joins my live trading, I could care less. I love seeing the comments and the feedback. I've gotten to meet a few people in person, whether it's at car meets or at the gym. Someone I met at the grocery store at HEB, someone who came up to me and said, I can't afford any live trading subscriptions. I can't even afford to trade, but I love watching your YouTube. It's got great education, it's got great analysis, and I love seeing the live trades. To me, that fills my cup. So that's what I love about this. Right? This isn't a oh, I want to get more views so more people sign up. I could care less. I don't need any of that crap. But what I do like is the feedback. I like seeing the participation. I like seeing that people are getting real value from this. It really does. It makes a difference. Before, believe it or not, when I was going to get out of the Marine Corps, one of my passion, I wanted to be a math teacher. So this kind of correlates in a way. Kind of correlates in a way. It's numbers, and I'm teaching. So that's what I love about it. But hey, just for educational purposes, that's the whole reason of this channel. Um, I will say though, anyone that is pursuing trading, you don't have to. By no means do you have to join my course. Obviously, it's here on the screen, but you don't have to. Um, it is a long, hard journey. Okay, whether you're trading alone, whether you're in some type of trading community, don't don't give up just because it's hard. Any pursuit, anything worth having does not come easy. It does not come easy. All right. Something as simple as building a strong body, right? Building muscle. Do you think that, not to look like a douchebag, I know I will, but do you think this bicep, these muscles, do you think strength, do you think health, do you think power comes easily? No, it takes a long time. It cannot be bought, it cannot be cheated, it takes forever. Right? My body is a resume of my discipline. That shows years of work that could not be cheated. Okay. Same thing applies to anything you are going to do that's difficult. It cannot be cheated. There are no shortcuts. There is no easier path. They are all hard paths. That's why you picked this pursuit in the first place. And remember, day trading, it sounds too good to be true because it is. Because it is. It is extremely, extremely difficult. This is a high failure rate, mainly because a lot of people join and quit right away. They just wanted quick money and they realized, oh, it's not quick. It takes a long time. But but as long as you manage your risk along the way appropriately and you trade with a mindset of, I'm here to learn and trade my system, naturally, if you trade your system, you will get better. And when you get better, the profits will come. But if you show up to trading to make a quick buck, the market will humble you every single time. Every single time. It's like trying to fight the ocean. You're just never going to win. All right? So trade your system. Trust in your system and trust in yourself. Believe in yourself. If you're not going to believe in yourself, nobody will. You need to be the first person to do it. All right, guys? 1% better every single day. I'll see you guys in the next video. All right. Let me know again, anything in the comments, anything you need help with, further clarification, how you liked the video, anything like that. I really appreciate it. Have a good one, everybody. And I'm keeping the live trade separate now because these videos that are an hour long, nobody watches them. So I'm going to keep like a trade review as its own video. And then if you want to see the live trade, just go to the live trading playlist. It'll be in there. The live recording of like this trade. All right. Or on my Instagram. If you don't see it on my YouTube, then it's on my Instagram. Okay. All right, everybody. Peace out. Stay blessed. See you in the next one.